So we're here in the Bezier Games booth, and we're talking to, wait a minute, Ted Alspach. Because Ted forgets his own name a lot, so it's got to be right there on his shirt.
It's hard to read in the mirror, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I have that issue. I take off the shirt, and then everybody comes to stare, of course, you know.
So, Ted, we had the pleasure of talking last year, and one game that we talked about mainly was Mutant Meeples, and we now see that has come to fruition.
It
Let's
has.
talk about that process. I'm glad to finally see it in the final production copy.
I am too. So, last year I had it here at the show as a prototype, and went on Kickstarter about a week after Essen. Did really well on Kickstarter. Was a successful Kickstarter thing, and I was like, all right, it's going to be out in February. Then I joined up with Pegasus Spiel because they wanted to do a German version. I'm like, oh, this is great, even better. But then things kind of took a little bit of a turn for the slow. It just went on and on and on. And we actually received these yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. They came here, so about 9 months later than originally expected. But they're here now, and it's great, and it's fantastic. I'm very, very excited about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, the one that you were teasing us about last year is the Suburbia, which is not just on our list of games that are cool, but I think pretty much the percentage of people coming to the fair this year, this is in their top 2 or 3 games to come and get. Proof is in the pudding, because how long have you been open here in the booth?
We have been open for 5 hours.
And you only have enough to maybe last through the day?
Yeah, we haven't done all our math because we have to hold back some of the pre-orders, but I think we'll actually sell out before the end of the day. I think we're going to have to stop selling before the end of today.
Wow. That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about Suburbia.
Sure.
Maybe start with, from a designer's point of view, where did you start with Suburbia? Was it just last year, or is this something you've been cooking up for a while?
It's been a long time. So I've been working on this for about, I think it's 3 years now. Maybe even 4, 3.5 years. And it came because I love SimCity. I love the video game SimCity. I've played all the versions. I've spent countless hours building cities, reconstructing things. It's a blast. I love it. And I always wanted a board game that had that feel. That building, making things better, and
it doesn't matter. We just
that SimCity.
Keep count.
That you get. And nothing was quite doing it. And so I started out, and I did something very similar to SimCity with rectangular tiles. It was very city-like. It looked a lot like SimCity the way I designed it. It went back and forth over the years, kind of went away for a little while, then came back. I changed to hex tiles at one point. That was a big change. And worked with Dale Yu, who developed Dominion. It's a really complex game, lots of moving pieces, lots of things that interact to balance it well. And then about a year ago, I showed it to Dale. I don't know if I showed it to you guys last year.
I think we just saw some type of a box or something.
Yeah,
might have been the box we got.
But Dale and I worked on it for the better part of last year. Lookout picked it up to do the German version, and we have it ready here for Spiel this year, and people are very excited about it. And I'm thrilled. I think it turned out amazingly well.
Steve and I were lucky enough to be able to try it last night, and I'm here to tell you it's very good. It's very fun. There's some very unique mechanics in there, mixed in a way that I don't think you've seen before. If you were interested in it before, take my word for it. It's something that as soon as we can get a second print run, when these run out in about 4 hours, it's well worth your time to take a look at Suburbia.
Well, there'll actually be some. There's a whole bunch on a boat over to the States.
Nice.
So there will be some there. They'll be in distribution November at some point in stores. But the ones for the show are the ones that are sold out.
Exactly.
You never know how many you're going to need, and I underestimated, which is a good thing. It's always nice to. It's better than the opposite, having a bunch left over. So.
Exactly. So in about 6 weeks or so, what's going to be the price tag on Suburbia?
Retails for $60. So I would say it online for $45 or so, probably.
And what about Mutant Meeples?
Mutant Meeples, same thing.
Same thing for both of those guys. Okay, now we have one more that let's talk about real quick that you actually have for sale here. That I don't know a lot about, so I want you to explain not only the game but kind of where it came from.
So, Enter the Passage is actually not for sale. I'm contractually forbidden from selling this.
Okay, forget that, I never said that.
You cannot buy this. However, I'm giving it away with pre-orders. People buy it at the booth. I give them the copy away.
Okay.
Essentially, it's rethemed werewolf.
Okay.
If anyone has read the book The Passage by Justin Cronin, it's a post-apocalyptic vampire book. Kind of a very epic sort of novel, but it's part 1 of 3. The second part, 12, comes out this week, actually. And in order to celebrate this at Comic-Con, they asked me to just do up this tiny little version of werewolf using the theme from The Passage. And so I did that, and they distributed, I think it was 5,000 of them at Comic-Con.
Cool.
And then I got to keep a bunch to distribute with games. But like I said, contractually forbidden from selling them, but people can, as long as they buy something, they're allowed to get a copy. So
Boom.
it's kind of
Okay.
cool. It's like if you've never played Werewolf and you like the theme, it's a great way to get into that.
Awesome. I imagine you have quite a few fans that have been very appreciative that they're
Yes.
getting a little free copy of
Definitely,
that.
definitely.
Very cool. So before we wrap up here, please tell me that there's something coming in the future from Ted Alspach that everybody's going to be super stoked about.
There's a number of things in the works. I've been working on an expansion to Suburbia for quite a while already, but that'll be a little while still.
Okay.
But some other great stuff, but I can't really talk about yet because there's nothing, I don't want to get all that
Nothing
mail.
concrete enough to get. Okay, cool. Well, Ted, thank you very much for
Thank
spending
you.
some time, and thank you for being a long-time supporter of the Spiel too.
You
while
guys
we're
are great.
talking about it.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it. Good luck at the fair. I don't think you really need much luck.
All right, thanks. Although there's a resemblance. Look,
There is.
the
It
shape
is.
of the head.
Hey,
He's got
hey.
the glasses and the thing.
Can we just get on
Wow.
with the interview?
He's ignoring you.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be listening to me. Come on.
I should come with a tattoo of a meeple on my head, or on my forehead.
Really, seriously, if you would wear the emblem right here
It would.
and walk around for us,
With a little
I would
mat-
pay,
with a
I'd
little
pay
mask?
you. I'd pay you like 10 euros an hour to walk around the show with that thing on.
10 euros now? Can we do 15?
15 years? Deal.
Done.